What's up YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. Now this in my hand is the brand new Huawei Nova 3i. This is the latest AI powered smartphone from the guys at Huawei. So in this video we're going to be unboxing one. I'll be giving you my hands-on review, testing out some of the features, and wait, check this out, because I have a second one here, and this is to give away to one of you lucky people. So stay tuned to the end of the video and find out how you can win one of these, the brand new Huawei Nova 3i. As soon as you take the Nova 3i out of the packaging, you'll notice the design and build quality. I think Huawei have done an incredible job, particularly at this price point. You have this combination of beautiful glass and metallic finish, especially with that blue and purple coloring. I think it looks absolutely incredible. Now down at the bottom you'll notice a 3.5mm headphone jack for those of us that want to use our headphones, but unfortunately it also utilizes the slightly older micro USB. There's no USB Type C and there is no fast charging. Now as far as the display is concerned, it has a beautiful 6.3-inch display. It's an IPS LCD display, not as good as some of the other displays that are out there from Huawei, but it does a really good job. And you'll notice a thick chin down at the bottom as well as a notch at the top. But thankfully there is some software included to try and help you hide that notch, which is kind of useful for those of us that aren't a fan of the notch. But in terms of viewing angles and colors, saturation, I think the screen on the Nova 3i is actually very, very nice. Again, everything at this price point seems to be very good. Now let's talk about performance. Complete with 4GB of RAM and 128GB of storage and powered by the Kirin 710 chipset, it actually does a good job for day-to-day use. It does lack some of the dedicated NPU that you might find in the Kirin 970. You'll only notice the limitations if you're playing some of the more heavier demanding games. Now let's talk about cameras, because the camera setup on the back is made up of a dual camera. You've got a 16 megapixel with a 2 megapixel dual setup with an f2.2 aperture, and that secondary sensor is actually in charge of gauging the depth for photos. Overall, the camera does actually a good job, and that's down to the AI mode. The AI can detect up to 22 different types of scenes, and then it tweaks the parameters accordingly to fetch the best image with the adequate amount of details. There are some parts which appear to be overexposed, but for the most part it does a good job. The front camera is equally impressive. You get a 24 megapixel with a 2 megapixel front camera setup. And in some ways it actually has better natural approach to colors, and it has a good level of sharpness. Again, you have AI mode incorporated, and you'll notice that it has Huawei's version of the Qmoji, which tracks facial features with the front-facing camera to give you certain preloaded camera cartoon functions you can use as GIFs and pictures. But the main thing about the front-facing camera is, with that dual camera setup, the ability to take really good, clear selfies. And this is one of the things that I used the Nova 3i and compared it with something at a similar sort of price point, such as the Samsung Galaxy A8, and I did find that the Nova 3i perform much better. You have overall a better finish, a better look with the AI turned on, but even with the AI turned off, using manual sort of settings, you can get a much more clearer, sharper selfie image, as you can see in these images here. Now, one of the things that I forgot to mention was the battery life. The battery life on the new Nova 3i is actually really good. It's 3,340 milliamp, and I found with day-to-day use, it performed adequately well. I mean, I still had some charge left by the end of the day, but coming back to that earlier point of a lack of USB-C and also a lack of quick charging was definitely something that, you know, would have been nice to see. But this is it with the Nova 3i. This is what you're getting for this price point. Do I think it's worth it? Yes, I do. For a mid-range phone, I think there's enough here from the build quality to the software and given that camera function for it to be a serious contender. But if you want to get your hands on one for free, then head on over to my Instagram where I'm doing a giveaway. Follow the instructions and you will be in with a chance to win. We'll give it a week or so and then I'll announce the winner. Be sure to hit that subscribe button and the like button down below, and I'll see you in the next video here on EMKWAN Reviews.